Hey everybody, it's Eric from the Mature Minded Gamers group, and tonight I'm bringing you episode 2 of our D&D campaign, the Ashter campaign, which is custom made by one of our group members. We do this in Fantasy Grounds and Discord. You can see the YouTube video on our channel, or you could be listening to this on our podcast. I'll have links to both in the descriptions for them, so if you want to visually see it you can, or just listen. I'm going to summarize what happened here in the first episode. Our party had been sailing on the sea for several weeks. We finally arrive at our destination of Sea Haven. Along the way, the captain on the ship noticed a line of war galleons heading towards a small town called Minnow. We're not really sure what's going on there. We asked the people in the town and they didn't really know, but it didn't look good. So we got a little bit of history from one of the mages in Sea Haven, and then we also met a traveling merchant who told us some strange stories about some undead activities going on, which we're not sure if we believe yet or not. We ended up deciding that we were going to travel to Ashter to investigate that. A couple of the party members have side quests, I think, or main quests to go there. I'm not really sure. Not me, my personal character. But so we purchased a 4-wheeled wagon and 2 mules, and we departed Sea Haven to head towards Ashter. Shortly after, we ran into some bandits that were hiding in the trees, and we ended up, taking them out, and we left one of them alive, and we interrogated him. And he told us that there was more bandits along the road, and he was just a poor farmer trying to survive. So we ended up letting him go, and then we continued on for a little bit, and we came across an ancient road that was heading up towards the mountains that looked like someone was trying to conceal it. So we decided to investigate further, and that is where the first episode ended, and this second episode is going to take off right from there. So thanks for listening. I hope you enjoy it. Here we go.
Now it's got weeds coming up through the tiles and so forth. But at one time, this must have been a pretty nice road. But it's just ancient.
Are we still ready to travel down it, everybody? Or have we decided to maybe just go on to the town?
Well, you guys have moved about half a mile or a mile off the road already. It's up to you guys, though.
I'm fine with going down it.
I'm fine with going down it. I think it might be quite good.
Yeah, I agree.
Same.
So the covered roads lead for about, like I said, a half a mile, and no further attempt to hide it. Still somewhat obscure, but it's absolutely some ancient road. It continues on for several miles, 2 or 3 miles more. Through the trees, you can start to see what looks to be the foundation of an ancient tower. No more than 3 or 4 feet of the walls exist, but you can see it there on the map that I've just shared.
Shall we investigate it?
I think maybe one of us should roll to see if we can spot anyone in the area.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
I'm sorry, what did you say? See if we could spot what?
If we can roll to see if anyone is in the area.
Anyone. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, roll perception, whoever's looking. By the way, this is a chance for you guys to take your perception roll and maybe drag it down to number 2 at the very bottom of the screen. So if you ever decide to roll perception, you can just click down there instead of having to find it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm going to roll into the dice tower.
Oh, that's a good idea. Please roll your perception into the dice tower. There's Phillips. Philip, you see something. Just a minute. There is a bandit in the tree right there. He's actually in the tree, not at the base of it. There's some guy in the tree with a crossbow, looking in your direction.
Has he spotted us yet? Can we tell?
He sure is looking right at you. So since you guys aren't really very hidden, I would say probably yes.
All right. What do we think we're going to do here?
Can we see where we're at on the map?
Yes. Do you not see yourself on the map?
I cannot see myself on the map.
I cannot see. I can now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Stand by just a moment.
I can see myself.
I thought you would be able to see this. Okay, hang on. I'm going to delete everybody off the map and put you back on it. Upper right-hand corner, I have Roland here. Lord Riz there. Out here. Philip there. Do you see yourself now?
Yeah.
I do
Well,
not. Am I
Upper right-hand corner. See the little circle in the lower right-hand part of the map?
Yeah.
If you drag that, you can move the map around.
Oh, I gotcha.
In
Okay.
the upper right-hand corner of the map is where you guys are.
Okay, I see it. Thank you.
That's okay. That's okay. This is the right time to learn this stuff. This is good. So we're going to roll initiative. Now, this is another time when I would highly recommend you drag your initiative. That'll be on the main sheet of your tab, and put it in slot number 1 at the bottom of the screen. So the next time I call for initiative, you can just click on that 1 down at the bottom, and it will roll it for you, no matter what screen you're looking at.
So my initiative isn't on my skills, is it?
No, it's on the main tab of your thing.
That's what
It
confused me.
shows AC, and then INIT is initiative.
And we're just rolling it into the dice tower?
You don't have to roll initiative. You never have to roll initiative into the dice tower. You can just roll it on the screen. If you
Okay.
did,
Can I
it's
re-roll
okay.
into the screen then.
If it doesn't, it'll still show up on your combat tracker. You can see what you rolled. Roland rolled the best. Well, he gets more pluses to his initiative too. So this time he actually.
Can we communicate with this person, or are we just starting combat right now?
Well, you could yell. That's up to you.
Can we yell and ask who he is? What he's doing?
Now that's going to let him know the. Okay, you are pretty sure he can see you.
Mhm.
You don't know if he knows you've seen him. So it's up to you what you do.
Okay, are we going for an attack, or are we going to try to negotiate with him?
Well, we don't know if there are any more inside the building. I'm pretty sure there won't just be one guy sitting in a tree.
Right, he's the lookout. There's got to be more.
I was thinking maybe since Roland did so well in terms of combat last time, if Roland gets into a spot where he can use his bow, and then Philip can move a bit forward, maybe be able to see something, but can have protection.
So should I move towards the back of the, to the left of the area?
Yeah, I think maybe move a bit left so you've got an open sight to the tree.
All right.
So are we going to skip down to Philip's move because nobody else is moving?
Well, I mean, if we're going to do combat, I think we all need to get in position. If we're not going to try to communicate,
It's up to you guys.
I don't think it's worth communicating at this point. Because the best thing we could do is probably just sneak up the best we can at this point.
they've already seen us. We're not going to get any sneaking in.
They've already seen us, but they don't think that we see them.
But what if they're like Kingsguard? What if they're not? Bandits?
Do we know if they're bandits?
You don't
Or do we
know.
just haven't? Oh.
Don't know who these guys might be.
I say we try to communicate, but
Okay.
We could
Then
communicate.
what if we do a bit of both? And the two strongest players move forward to communicate while the two weaker players are staying back for support.
We could do that.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna move just into this opening over here.
Okay. So, just a minute. We've skipped Rowan. Lord Riz has moved to there. Philip?
Should I just move into the opening, guys? Do y'all think that's gonna be good?
Yeah,
To there?
I think. Yeah, you move forward. That should be good. Yeah, and then you can.
Can we
communicate
communicate
with
to him from there?
Sure you can. You can communicate from where you're at. Do you still want to make that move?
I think we should.
Just your position a little bit. There you go. All right. What are you going to say?
Who are you? Ask who they are, if they're bandits or Kingsguard.
Somebody inside the tower says, they see us. Get them, boys.
all right. So bad plan on my part. Sorry.
It's fine.
There's no way you could have known. Philip, are you going to do anything else? You've moved 30 feet.
I don't think there's really anything I can do at this point because I don't have. Do I have any? No, I'm gonna just. My turn's done.
Just a moment. On actions, I don't think you want to throw a dagger. It's Proud's move.
Proud, you maybe want to move into the I see on the map there are 3 trees on the right-hand side of where Philip is. And then at least you're close enough that if Philip needs help, you can move in. But also you should have an open line of sight to see if anyone's inside the tower, now that we know there are people.
Proud, I want you to know that Philip is still within 30 feet of you, as is everybody else.
Can I move and do a spell, or just
Yes,
do a
you
spell?
can.
Okay.
So
So
at this
tell me how to get this map back where I can see it again. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I see you're still looking at the map. The little circle in the lower right-hand corner of the map, if you grab that circle and move it around, you can scroll what you're looking at on the map. You're in the uppermost part of the map.
Mine is weird. Like, it just moves like a little bit.
No,
So, like,
Really? If you hold the button down, you can't just move it. The map is not very big. So if you can see Roland up there at the top, that's as far as the map goes. You can't go further to the
yeah,
right
I
because the
can't
map
see
isn't big
Philip
enough.
at the bottom. That's what I was trying to
Oh,
see.
I see. Put the mouse out in the middle of the map and use the scroll wheel, and you can resize the map.
Oh, okay.
I had trouble
That's okay,
with it
this-
too. You have to click and hold the circle, and then while you're
Yes.
holding it, then you move the mouse around, which confused me.
Right. It'll take you a little while to get used to it, but you get used to it.
So we don't know where they are in the tower. There's
Nope.
people in there.
You
Okay.
know exactly where one guy is.
All right.
Just a moment. I have to look at Philip's perception. His passive perception is 11. Philip, you've spotted another one.
Oh,
So just a moment. And there's something else. I need to put them so you can see them on the combat tracker.
Okay, you're
So you see Charlie. Charlie is now on the combat tracker, as is Frank. Okay, it's still Proud's. Now, Proud, you can either cast and move, or you can move and then cast. It's up to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this and this bless spell.
Yes, let me make sure I read that properly. You can bless up to 3. So you cannot bless yourself. So untarget yourself. Control click yourself. You just did it. If you notice, everybody else is now blessed.
Okay.
Fantastic. And you notice on the map, they now have pluses on them because you've just blessed them. Now you can
And then
still
that's
move.
one of my spells, right?
Yep. That used a spell. It's not a cantrip, is it? No, it's not a cantrip. That's a spell. And now you can still move.
Oh, let's see here. I do. I kind of want to move closer to Philip, if everybody's okay with that.
That's smart. You're almost as armored as he is. You may be as armored as he is.
Maybe up to his right a little bit.
Yep, sounds good.
Oh, I don't know how I ended up marking everybody else again. Sorry about that.
That's fine. That works.
Is Frank just standing there, like by the tree, or is he in the tree? Like
He's by the tree. Charlie's in the tree. Frank is near the tree.
okay.
He was behind the trunk. Okay, so Proud has moved. One of them, a guy comes running out of the tower and attacks Philip with a scimitar and misses him. Charlie, in the tree, fires a light crossbow at Philip and also misses.
Very better start than last time.
Frank steps out and attacks Proud with a scimitar and misses. Roland, you're going to love what that spell Proud put on you does.
How covered is that guy in the tree? Does he have cover?
I'm going to put a -2 if you target him.
Okay, and I can move, what did we say, 35?
Yes. Now, you've targeted both Frank and Charlie. I assume if you're firing a bow, you're only going to target one of them.
Right now I'm trying to move, sorry.
That's okay. Is that where you want to move?
Yeah. Untargeted him. There we go.
Who are you targeting?
Who do we think's more a threat? The guy in the tree? Do I have line of sight for everybody, or are they blocking the other two?
Proud is a little bit in front of Frank. I would put a negative on your roll against Frank. I would also put, you know what? I would not put the negative on Charlie now because you're closer and you have a better view of Charlie. So I won't put the negative on Charlie. You could hit Will.
Okay, let's take Charlie then. I'm going to target him.
So control click just the one guy. Now you can also do it on. You can also control click on the combat tracker. It doesn't have to be on the map. It'll also work if you control click the right person on the combat tracker. It's just an alternate way to do it.
Okay.
How did you target everybody? What did you do?
Up at the top of the map.
Oh, you're using those little icons. You know
Yeah.
what? I've never used those icons. I can't even tell you about them.
Okay, so what do I throw in the dice tower for my attack?
You don't have to throw anything in the dice tower. During attacks, you can do a regular roll. So on your character sheet, go to actions.
Yeah, I'm there.
And you are going to be using your longbow, where you have shows a picture of a die and a +5. So you double click that, and it will fire. And I want everybody to notice something when he fires.
I don't see longbow, I guess.
Actions, the bottom tab shows a little picture of the longbow, and then a dice with a +5. That's your attack roll.
I got it. Sorry.
No, you're fine. This is what we're doing. This is why we're learning. No, you guys are doing great. Oh, wait a minute. It didn't do it. Just a moment.
Oh, I did the damage one again.
Hold it.
Sorry.
Oh, you rolled the damage.
Yeah,
I see.
Sorry.
Just a
I grabbed
moment.
the wrong one.
That's okay. Let me fix Charlie first. This is the time to make mistakes. Fixed him. So you want to roll the attack.
Yeah, I got it now, I think.
Now you'll notice that an extra die got rolled.
That was
A 13 got rolled, but a 4-sided die also got rolled. That's because of the bless from Proud.
Nice.
Which made it a hit.
How long does the bless last?
Proud, how long does the bless last?
Hold on a second, I'll tell you.
The little eye to the right of bless. It's under, it says casting time, range, components. You don't have to worry about components. Then it says duration.
That's about 1 minute.
Yep. As long as you hold concentration, it's good for 1 minute. In other words, basically, it's a combat round or two.
So, okay.
For this combat round, anyway. So you hit, you can now roll damage.
Okay.
Heavy damage. That was nice.
Nice.
Did I knock him out of the tree?
Will is hurt. You know what?
I think I did.
Yes, you did. Charlie is no longer in the tree, and he just took another point of damage falling out of the tree.
It looked like he hit his head on that sharp rock. Are you sure it wasn't a crit?
However, laying down at the moment.
Oh, no. Okay.
On the ground, laying down. So when you're ready, go ahead and hit the down arrow to end your turn. Now.
I see it's... Oh, no, it's not Martin. Paul and me.
Not quite.
Oh, crap. I'm sorry.
Much larger looking guy comes running out of the tower. He moves to there, but he doesn't do anything else. He's surveying the situation. Now it's Lord Riz's turn.
Do I have a clear line of sight to Frank from where I am?
Yes, to Frank you do.
All right, because I know I will have a bit of problem with Will, but I do have a clear line of sight.
What are you
Paul.
trying to do?
I'm gonna cast my sleep spell.
Oh, you're casting sleep. Just a moment. Let's take a quick look at that. Let's see how many of them you can target.
I think it's 3.
Yes, but it depends on how far apart they are. 90 feet. Oh, you'll be able to hit 3 of them. Yep.
Yeah.
So target the 3.
Targets it then.
All right. Your primary target, though, is Frank. Is that correct? In other words, if you apply this, it's going to be to Frank first. Now we're going to do something. We're going to do. Yes, it does. We're going to do something. Well, we'll see. Let's do something different this time. On your sleep spell, do you see where it is?
Yes.
Hit the spyglass. Hit the little spyglass. It just shows the effect. It doesn't show the casting of it. So we're going to have to roll for casting. So you're going to get 5 8-sided die. So
That's,
remember which one the 8-sided is?
Third from the left.
That's correct.
I mean,
So
right.
hold it with the
Yeah.
left button and then right click until you have 5 of them and then drop them in the chat window. This is how many hit points worth you put to sleep.
the 8-sided dice is the flat looking one, right?
It's if you rearrange your dice, if you right click on your screen, there's a thing that says arrange dice. Rearrange your dice. It's the third one from the right.
Okay.
From the left-hand side, it's the fourth one.
Okay. Cool. And then I'll just
Hold it with the left button and then click with the right until you have 5 of them.
All right, and then I throw them into.
Toss them into the chat window. Oh, that's pretty good. You got 21 hit points worth of sleep. So let me see how it affected. First, it hit Frank. Frank is asleep. So, Frank is now unconscious. Now let's see. That was next. It'll hit Will. Will is now unconscious. That's all it hit.
Okay.
Now you cast. Are you going to move?
Yeah, I'm gonna move closer to here.
Excellent. Just you so you're in a square. And go ahead and end your turn. All right, Philip, it's your move. The guy in front of you and the guy to the right of you are dead asleep.
So is Charlie the guy is he unconscious or just like
No.
lying down?
He's on the ground. He's scrambling to get up. And he's also pretty hurt. The biggest one is the one that's just coming out of the tower.
Okay. Because I feel like Charlie can just get cleaned up by somebody else. And I might as well deal some damage to Paul. I'm going to move in front of Paul and attack him with my longsword.
Excellent. Now, just for future information, if Will had not been asleep and Philip moved like that, Will would get what's called an attack of opportunity because Philip moved outside of his combat range. So by moving away from somebody you're engaged with, there would be an automatic attack of opportunity. But because he's asleep, he doesn't get that. So go ahead and target Paul. Do a control click on him.
And do I just roll my...
You're going to roll the attack. On your actions, find your longsword. It's not two-handed because you're using a shield.
Yeah. Do I just roll into the chat window?
The dice, yeah. Or just double-click it. And you got an extra roll in there because of the bless, and you hit. Now you can roll the damage, 1d8 plus 3 slashing. And you did him hard. You hit him. That was heavy damage. Oh, you guys are starting to look like you're going to clean this up in a hurry. Good going, Philip.
And turns over. Okay.
And now it's Proud's move.
So I have this Shield of Faith spell
Yes.
that I'm wondering if it would be beneficial or if I should just go ahead and attack.
Correct. Those are both excellent options. I'm not going to tell you what you should do. How do you think the battle is going?
Well, so far, but I don't want it to turn with the big guy that's over here.
That's true. Of course, you could go in there and add some damage on the big guy, or you could cast Shield of Faith. That would protect Philip even further. Yeah, if that's who you're thinking of doing it to.
That's what I was kind of. Can I ask my party for their opinion? I can go in with a mace, or I was thinking of adding the Shield of Faith, which is like a +2 bonus on an attack for Philip.
It's actually a +2 of defense.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Prod, I think for you it would be easiest to attack Paul because Will and Frank are both going to stay asleep until such time as I decide to wake them up.
Okay, gotcha.
I'll be right back.
Sure. And
All right. I'm going to move in.
It looks like Roland has Charlie in trouble.
Yeah, I think I can finish Charlie up.
Okay. So I'm going to move in closer to this Paul then.
Okay. Show me your move. Now, I want to show you something really special that you can do here, Proud. If you move below Paul so that Philip and you are on opposite sides of him, you will get a plus to your attack.
Okay. Tell me again how to move again.
Just grab a hold of Proud and drag her to where you want her to be on the map.
Can she go directly below?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, the reason she can do that is because Will is asleep, so he will not get an attack of opportunity. And although you move into combat range of Paul, you don't move out of his combat range, so he will not get an attack of opportunity. So yes, you can move to there. Now that is going to add to your attack. So here's what I want you to do. Control click there. You are now, if you look at your targets on the combat tracker, you now have Paul targeted.
Okay.
Now, on your main character, go to actions, and you're looking at your mace, that dice with a +4. But before you do that, on the very bottom of the screen, where it says modifier, ADV, and DIS, there's a +2 button. I want you to click that +2 button so it's highlighted. Because you're going to get +2 on this attack. The reason you're going to get +2 is because you have him flanked.
Okay.
Once you have that, double click your attack, not your damage, but your attack on your mace. The dice with a +4. And you got hang on. Yeah. You normally get a +4. If you notice, you got a +6. You rolled a 6 plus 6 more, which is a 12, which is a hit. You just hit Paul. So now you can double click the damage. You killed him.
Nice.
Paul is out.
Does that +2 advantage always happen when you move like that?
If you are flanking somebody straight across, you're going to get a +2. I want to warn you, that is also true for the bad guys.
Okay.
If they move in such a way, they will get a +2 on you.
Does there always have to be 2 people on each side for that to count?
It could be more.
So how do you tell which way Paul's facing? Is it just by his icon?
No, I'm talking about if you look on the map, there's a person on either side of him. There's one above him and one below him.
So there
it
has
could
to
be
be
right to left. It could be by corners.
Okay, but there does have to be 2 to get the flanking bonus.
Correct.
Okay.
You have to get 2.
Okay.
Now, there are other ways that some characters can do that, but in this case, there are some other characters have other abilities and so forth, but that was a flank. All right, Proud, you can end your turn. It is now Will's turn. Will is dead asleep. It's now Charlie's turn. Charlie stands up and he rushes Roland. Untargets Phil. He targets Roland very angrily and does a critical hit. Roland is now dying. Charlie got an amazingly lucky hit. Frank's move. Frank is dead asleep. Now, the game automatically rolled Roland's first death roll and failed. If he fails 3 times, the character is permanently dead. In other words, there's no way to save him.
That was fun playing, guys.
Paul's move. Paul's dead. Lord Riz's move.
Okay, I think I should attack Charlie. I didn't choose my healing spell this round, so I can't actually save Roland at all.
Right.
So I think I'll attack Charlie.
Charlie is asleep.
Charlie.
Now, Charlie's the one.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're going to attack Charlie. What are you going to use?
Yeah. Witch Bolt.
You're going to use Witch Bolt on Charlie. Excellent. You've got Charlie targeted. I've never seen Witch Bolt. This is going to be neat. All right, so let's look at your actions. Open up Witch Bolt.
First.
Right. Now you don't need to. You can hit the sword that says attack. So you hit him. Now, hang on. Let me read Witch Bolt just a moment. There is a save. Okay. Now, roll the saving throw. For Charlie has a saving throw. Roll that. Let's see the little dice that says save. Click on that.
When I click it, nothing happens.
Okay, don't worry about it then. We won't worry about it for now. Go ahead and roll your damage. That took care of Charlie. Charlie's gone. You can still move.
I'm just going to move next to Roland in case there's anything I can actually do, but not that I see on my character sheet.
Go ahead and end your turn. What are you doing, Philip?
Oh, wait. So, Roland's not dead, right?
He is dying right now.
He needs help.
So, how does my lay on hands work?
Let's take a look.
Because I was looking
Under
at it
actions,
and I don't understand it clearly.
You can heal the wounds of somebody up to 5 points.
Mm-hmm.
If you here's what you're going to want to do. It's worth trying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go up to Roland because it's a touch. Lay on hands. Notice there's a T next to lay on hands. That's a touch.
Mm-hmm.
So you move. You have now target Roland. And when you open up lay on hands with the little magnifying glass, click on the little plus heal. Roland is back awake. No longer dying. You'll notice his wounds have changed. He is no longer dying. Yes, your lay on hands would save him. Proud, I'm sure, could also have saved him. Proud's move was going to be next. In fact, Proud's move is next. I don't know if you guys want to continue on the combat tracker, because to tell you the truth, everybody is at your mercy at this point.
I think, Proud, do you want to come and help Roland heal completely? Because I'll just make sure that these two, Frank and Will, stay unconscious.
Yeah.
Go ahead and show me your move, Proud.
I'm going to move up here closer to Roland and do my cure wounds.
Okay, go ahead and drag your character up there so I can see the move, and then I'll approve it. Now, you no longer want to target Paul, so control, there you go. You do want to target Roland. Bring up your character sheet. This has been a more interesting one, and you're going to do...
Everybody. Sorry.
That's okay. Oh, yeah, that's I don't really use those little buttons up at the top myself, but hey, you may learn something I don't know. Right now, you have Philip, Proud, and Roland targeted, or Lord, you have everybody targeted. Go ahead and see if you can clear those. Or I can clear them for you. I'll clear them for you.
Thanks.
Okay, just control-click Roland. You can do it on the map, or you can do it on the combat tracker.
Oh, I think it just works better on the combat tracker for me.
Oops, you targeted yourself. Just a moment.
For Christ's sake.
Turn that off. Control-click Roland. There you go. You're
Okay.
targeted on Roland. Now, on the cure wounds, you would click the little magnifying glass to the right, and that will bring up a little heal, a little plus heal that you can cast.
Okay. Can I ask a quick question? The difference
Sure.
between that and Spare the Dying?
Spare the Dying would have been a way to keep him. You know how he was doing automatic rolls to see if he died every turn?
Mm-hmm.
Spare the Dying would keep those rolls from happening. He would be unconscious but stabilized. Spare the Dying would stop those rolls. Because 3 of those rolls bad, and he would have died permanently.
Okay.
But Spare the Dying would have stopped those rolls. What you're doing now, he is no longer dying, but he's very hurt. You're about to take care of his wounds with a spell.
Okay. So let me go down here.
Go ahead and hit the little magnifying glass to the right, and that'll bring up a little plus that says heal. Go ahead and click on that plus.
Sure.
And you totally healed him. He has no wounds at all.
Awesome.
You'll notice he's green again.
Philip and Proud, I'm indebted to both of you.
Now mark off your second spell. You've used both your spells.
Yes, I must mark them.
That's true. You have also used 2 spells, haven't you? See, at first level, you're very limited in how many times you can cast, but you guys have succeeded. You've got 2 dead bandits and 2 unconscious.
What do you two want to do with the 2 unconscious ones?
I say we attempt to take their weapons.
Interrogate. Interrogate and take weapons.
All right, let's two. So Proud and Philip, you both let's say you've got more
I'm going to put a
protection
pretty
than us. If one of you goes on each of them, and then the other, myself and Roland can move to choose one person, Will or Frank, to stand by, so we can
Tell you what.
each have.
Go ahead. No, I think that was good, Lord Riz. I think you're right. Do you want to do what Lord Riz is saying?
Yep.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm going to go ahead and move Proud to here and move Philip to here. And I want to show you something. I want to show you something new. So I want you to, you're going to roll your strength. Let's start with Philip. Philip, go to your main tab. Now see that where the 16, where your strength is? Before you roll it, down at the bottom, where I had Proud press +2, I want you to press ADV. That is advantage. Because this guy is dead asleep, I'm going to give you advantage on the strength roll. So make sure advantage is highlighted down there, and then double-click your strength.
I must be blind because I cannot see it.
You don't see what?
The
Advantage?
ADV. Yeah.
Okay. Lower left-hand corner of the screen, you see where that 0 that says modifier?
Oh.
Just to the
There.
right of it is
Yeah.
ADV. Click on that ADV.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're doing just fine. Now, on your main tab, double-click your strength.
All right, so it doesn't matter +2 or +5, just ADV?
Yeah, if you had, no, just ADV is all you need. You're going to like what you're about to see. You rolled 2 different dice. It threw away the worst dice and took the better dice, and you got a 16. So, Will is now awake, but has no weapon.
So are we interrogating them at this point?
Well, we're going to let Proud take the weapon away from Frank first.
All right.
Now, Proud, I want you to do the same thing. Open the main tab on your character. I just set the roll. You don't have to target anybody. Just open the main character, click the ADV down at the bottom, and then double-click your strength. And you disarmed yours as well. Notice how it took the better of the 2 dice. That's how advantage works. So Frank is no longer asleep, but he has no weapon. Let me fix him. There. All right. These guys are on the ground, on their knees.
Should I roll intimidation?
Scared to death. You can, if that's what you're going to. If you're going to try to intimidate them, or you're going to try to persuade them, what are you going to do?
What do y'all think?
It sounds like they're already pretty intimidated. Maybe we should just tell them to.
I can persuade them. I can do either.
What if we loot anything that they have, any coin or anything that they have, and then let them go?
What a great idea. Now, you guys are going to want to look at the party sheet for this.
Mm-hmm.
Just a moment.
Which
The
one's
party sheet. The party sheet inventory. In the upper right-hand corner, it's right next to the combat tracker. It looks like 2 people.
There you go.
And then click on inventory. This is what you got off of them.
Oh, wow.
Not everything is identified, however.
Nice.
Well,
You
what
got
is
a
not
bunch of stuff off of them. You got some potions of healing. There's some other potion there. There's all kinds of stuff. Quite a few gold pieces.
Is the unusual scimitar, is that the thing that's not identified?
That's not. Yeah, that has not been identified. But you could click the little eye to the right and read what you can see about it.
I feel like we should persuade them into just telling us why, I guess they're here. Like, are they normally here? And why was this road covered up?
I like it. What they're
All right.
doing here.
You want to persuade or intimidate?
Persuade.
Okay. So you're going to drag persuade into the dice tower.
All right.
That's
do
okay.
that.
That's okay. I'll let you keep the roll. But in the future, that kind of thing I normally have you put in the dice tower.
All right.
The problem is, because you see the roll, you don't know whether you would have actually succeeded or not. By seeing the 18, you undoubtedly succeeded.
Yeah, I just
They will
double-clicked
tell
on it.
you that they've been bandits almost all their lives, that their leader is dead over there by the tower, and this has been their hideout, that they've been attacking people that have been traveling on the roads. They were very surprised to see you guys coming up the road that they thought they had hidden.
Did they cover up the road?
Yes.
Guys,
We
these
thought-
might be
we
the
thought we
bandits.
had hidden the road so nobody would know this was where our hideout was.
Ask them where the road leads to.
This is the end of the road.
Oh.
Guys, these might be the bandits that the other bandits warned us about, that they don't come here.
Yeah.
But there might be also more bandits down the road. I feel like they were just generalizing. The farther we went away from major cities, the more bandits.
Can we ask them about
That
any
could
secret treasure they have buried or hidden?
They glance at that scimitar. They don't say anything, but they look over at the scimitar, and they also look at one of the daggers that you picked up.
Can anybody identify that stuff?
Would that be insight? Or would that be what?
Or detect magic.
Or investigation?
Ah, detect magic.
Huh?
Now, Proud, look at your spells. Detect magic says RIT. Do you see that?
Yes.
That means you don't have any more spell slots to cast any more spells. But if you take 10 minutes longer than it normally takes to do detect magic, you could cast it anyway as a ritual. But it would take you like 10 minutes to do it. That anything within, well, if we look at the spell, anything within 30 feet of you that is magical will start glowing.
Can we leave that with her and let her do that while we loot the tower? Does that sound like a plan?
Sure.
That sound good, guys?
Mm-hmm.
You've actually already kind of looted the tower.
Oh, we did. Okay.
That's why you have all that. You notice you have 43 gold pieces and 50 silver pieces.
Yeah.
You have lots of armor and scimitars and all kinds of stuff.
Okay.
Can I cast my identify spell as a ritual on the
You can
scimitar?
read a spell. You can read a spell out of your book. Now that will take you 30 minutes to do. I put big negatives on doing this. You'll never do this in the middle of combat. But by taking a half an hour, yes, you could cast Identify on anything.
Okay, so
But
I
it will
shouldn't
take
do
you
it
a half
now.
an hour to do it.
I have this ability, Divine Sense, which basically just detects any strong evils nearby.
Okay.
Just
You
giving
get.
that a heads up to anybody.
It's up to you if you decide to use it.
I don't think I need to right now because Proud's doing the ritual.
Yeah, let's just wait. Let's just wait for the ritual to get
Yeah,
done.
let's
You want
just
to wait
get to
for the ritual?
Are we gonna let
Yeah.
these guys go, or what are we gonna do with them?
I say we just let them go. I feel like they're like the other bandits. They're not gonna do much.
Yeah, we've taken
Especially
their
with their leader
weapons and
gone.
all their money, so they
And
can't
the
really
leader's
do
gone.
much.
What
And
they
their
do.
armor. Yeah, the leader's gone. Paul's right about that.
Yeah, they're fine.
All right, I agree.
You guys are going to let him go?
Yeah.
All right. So Proud is going to finish the spell and
Do I
will identify that one of the daggers, you'll notice that one dagger is listed separately than the other dagger. Oh, there's only one dagger. Well, that dagger is glowing blue. So is the scimitar.
Does this tell us whether the magic's good or evil? Or
No,
does
it
just
doesn't.
say, should I cast Divine Sense to see if it's evil?
That's an interesting question. You might want to talk to Lord Riz before you do that.
Since we're out of combat, I can use my identify spell. Just a question for Dwight on that. It says on my identify spell, it says that as long as I'm touching the object throughout the casting of the spell, the magic, it'll determine the magic in the item. Does that mean I can
Correct.
hold both the scimitar and the dagger on one
Well,
hand and cast the spell?
I make you roll them I make you do them individually. It's going to basically take you an hour to do them both. But you guys have an hour.
Yeah.
We
It
can
is
set up
twilight
camp
now.
here.
You want
I
to
could.
actually,
Let's set up camp inside the tower.
and then you can do the
Yeah, and then I
magic.
can do the spell.
It's
yeah.
a nice defensive position.
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, should I move you inside? All right, I'm going to move you guys inside the tower. I'm going to make it easy for you so you don't have to do moves and me approve them. So I assume Proud has finished
Well, was I supposed to
determining
click
what's
on something?
magical.
Sorry, on the detect magic, was I supposed to click on the effect?
Nope.
Okay.
We don't generally have to click any effects or anything like
Oh,
that.
all right.
You have detected that the dagger and the scimitar are both magical. Now, there's no really role for Lord Riz either. Lord Riz can identify it if he can cast the spell. And if he's going to take an hour to do that, he can identify both items. Is that what you're going to do?
Yeah, I'm happy to do that. How do I do it now?
You don't. You just tell me that that's what you're doing, and they will become identified. The dagger is now identified. Look in the party inventory. The dagger has now been identified.
Sure, its cost is amazing.
You can click on the little icon to the
Holy
right.
crap.
You don't know exactly what you could sell it for, but yeah, it's worth quite a bit of gold. It's a +1 dagger. Now, here's what that means. Whenever anybody using that dagger is going to get a +1 on their attack roll, on top of all the other pluses they have, they will also get a +1 to damage.
So is it evil magic or is it just general magic?
Well, you can read the description and sort of determine that. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, the description will tell you a whole lot about exactly what it does. It's just a magical dagger. It's not necessarily evil or good.
Okay.
Now, let me identify the scimitar for you, and then I'll let you read that one. The scimitar is now identified. What I recommend you do is scroll all the way to the bottom and look at the description.
Oh, yay.
The scimitar.
Hear it. It's cursed.
Mine doesn't show anything on the scimitar.
If you look at the little icon to the right of the mystical scimitar, that'll open up a little window. Then scroll to the bottom where it starts the description. And see if anybody actually wants to use the scimitar.
No.
Is it like attached to us because it's part of our party, or
No.
it's only if you wield it?
And here's how magic items work. You would have to become attuned to the magic item. You can't like pick up that dagger and automatically have it be +1. If you picked up that dagger without identifying it, it would be a normal dagger until you attune the magic item to yourself, which takes about, I'd say about an hour of being with the dagger and, so forth. You would have to mentally attune yourself to the dagger. Nobody has attuned themselves to that scimitar, so nobody has the curse. The last person that had the curse is dead. He was on the ground there, dead.
Can we just leave it? Do y'all want to keep it? I feel like I don't like it.
I mean, we can carry it and sell it, right?
Yeah, I think we can carry it and sell it because it's got a value between 101 and 500
That's
gold
true.
pieces.
As long as you can keep your paladin from throwing it in the ocean the first chance he gets.
I don't like evil things, okay?
I don't blame you. Oh, by the way, there's something else that you don't know what it is in that list of items.
With the red potion.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Wondering what it was.
What would we
Would we
do
have
to figure that out?
Yeah,
Another half an hour with Lord Riz.
I'm happy, guys. I'll do it. You can do another half an hour. But I think maybe in the same time we should start. The rest of the party should get in. Organize a watch cycle.
I'll go first again. We already in the order for the party sheet. There's a watch order.
Right.
That's correct.
If y'all want to change it up, that's fine.
I mean, I can do my special ability where I take the majority of the watch. I only need 4 hours. You guys want to sleep? I don't. Does sleep actually do anything for us?
Yes. If you were damaged, it definitely would do something for you. What it's going to do for your 2 casters is they're going to lose those pips and they get their spells back.
How long?
Either Lord Riz or Proud could choose different spells than what they have, although the spells they have been working for them awfully well. So I'm not sure they would want to do that.
How long do they have to sleep to get that?
Through a long rest. So anytime that we do, there's a function I do called a long rest. Anytime you do a night where if they sleep at least 4 hours, they're going to get the long rest.
Okay.
But a long rest is 8 hours.
Okay.
So as long as they're sleeping and during part of that night and they're, not actively running around, you can't say we're going to stop for 4 hours to get the spells back. That you can't do. You have to do an 8-hour long rest, even if they have watches. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It looks like we're set up the way we were before anyways, where I took three of them, right?
Right.
Okay, so we're good. Okay.
I've just identified the red potion.
Does anyone else use daggers?
I have some daggers.
I have a couple too. I don't really know.
Lord Riz, I believe, uses a dagger, doesn't he? Nope, he uses a quarterstaff.
No, I use a quarterstaff.
That's a good question. Who should take the dagger?
A greater healing, nice.
I'm fine. I don't care whether or not I mainly use a long sword, so I just kind of have daggers as a backup. So, Roland, if you want to take it.
So, question: if I throw the dagger, do I get to pick it back up after combat, or how's that work? Is there like a roll chance to get it back?
Throwing a dagger, you have a very good chance of getting it back. Now, I haven't really explained this to you in the past, but you can also look for arrows that you've shot.
Ah.
You can. There is a roll for that.
Did you mark an arrow off for me already? No, it looks like it already
I
did.
haven't yet.
It looks like it already did. Looks like it did.
Yeah, it sort of automatically does, but
Okay.
you can tell me that you're looking for some of your arrows.
Now, I can't shoot my bow and throw my dagger, right? I have to choose
At the
one
same
or the other.
turn, no.
Okay.
An attack is an attack. You could throw a dagger. It's about the same amount of your longbow does more damage.
Yeah.
However, here's the disadvantage. If somebody is if Proud was attacking you right now, you would have disadvantage on your longbow because they're right next to you. That is when you would either use a dagger or your short sword. And the dagger you have is that dagger is +1.
Because if I tried to move away from them, they would get an attack.
Correct.
Okay,
They'd get an
I
attack
gotcha.
of opportunity. Exactly.
Makes sense. Okay. I mean, I'll take it. I'm obviously going to stand back and try not to ever use it, but there'll always be a chance. If one of you guys think you'll actually use it more, you can have it. I don't really care.
I'm happy for you to have it.
Yeah, you can take it.
So, Roland, click on inventory on your character. On the party sheet, grab the little eye that is that +1 dagger and drag it into your inventory.
Should I just drop it?
Yep. Now, the +1 dagger is now in your inventory. See the little bag? Make it so that it is equipped. Make it a shirt so it's equipped. There you go. Now look at your actions tab.
Do I need to
have
unequip one of the other ones first?
No, you could have several daggers equipped. You could choose which dagger. They're sort of in your belt. Now look at your actions tab. You have an attack and a throw with a +1 dagger,
Oh, yeah, I
and
see
you'll
it.
notice the numbers are different.
Nice.
The plus to the damage is different. The plus to the attack is different.
It also
because
does
it's a
magic
magical
damage,
attack.
huh? Okay.
Yes, it does.
Oh,
It does
okay.
piercing and magic.
Can we tell what kind of magic it does?
No, it's a general magic damage. Okay,
Okay.
some creatures are susceptible to piercing. Some people have defense against piercing. This dagger doesn't only do piercing damage; it does magical damage. So if they had a defense against piercing damage, they might not have a defense against magical damage, so it would still do full damage.
I gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's why they're labeled. Now, did you want to look for some of your arrows? You shot one arrow, didn't you?
Yes, just one this time.
So just toss a 6-sided die into the chat window. That's the normal square
So,
dice.
Quick question: How many?
You found
of,
it. You can click one of your ammos back.
How many of the people in the party can wear armor?
Not me.
Yep. He's got it right. He can't hardly wear armor around at all.
Because in our party we got studded leather.
That's
and that
true.
might be an upgrade for some people. It's not for me because I have chainmail, but
It would be an upgrade for Roland. However, we're going to have to do some studying whether that would be a good idea or not. Let me look at studded leather. Hang on. Let me look at Roland first. Abilities. Armor. Light armor, medium armor. He can wear medium armor. That studded leather would be an upgrade to your armor, Roland.
Oh, I'll take it if nobody else wants it.
studded is light armor though. It's for the subtype.
True.
So yeah, he could totally wear it.
He can use.
I just have leather now,
So
though. Is there a difference?
Studded leather has metal studs in the leather. It's the same as leather armor. I'm sure you've seen them in movies you've watched. There's some people that just have boiled leather. There's some people that have like studs all over the leather.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
So what you do, drag the icon into your inventory. Stop using your leather armor, turn your leather armor into a bag, and now take the studded leather and put it that you're going to be wearing that.
You could even put the leather armor back in the party inventory, and
Yes,
then
you
once
could.
we reach a town or a city, we could start
You
selling
could
some
sell
of
it.
our stuff.
Okay, try to do that
You
here.
get this now. Drag your studded leather into your. I don't see the studded leather in your
I
inventory
don't
yet.
either. Oh, I took a leather armor on accident.
Oh, that's okay.
Or something.
You can drag them back.
There we go.
There, you took the studded leather. Now wear your studded leather.
Okay.
There you
I
go.
think I got it now.
Now, if you go to main, your armor class went from 14 to 15.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So now you are a little harder to hit.
Okay, cool.
Although it wouldn't have saved you from that critical.
Yeah, that was bad.
That was a bad hit. There are potions of healing. There's a potion of greater healing.
Yeah, somebody should grab that greater. Well, both the potions, actually. If you don't mind, I wouldn't mind taking one of them, since I can't heal.
We have 2 potions of healing, and then 1 of greater, so 3 people can take.
I'm gonna grab one of the regular potions.
Okay.
Probably me too, just because I'm in the front, and that's probably going to be useful.
How much? Man, that greater one heals for a ton.
Yes, it does.
I don't
What do
even.
we say? I'd say
It's really good.
Yeah, but it's almost a waste right now because we don't have that much health right now.
Yeah, I say we leave the we might just want to leave the greater healing in the inventory.
Okay.
Just because I would rather not waste that. And
Yeah.
I'll just take the potion of healing just in case.
Now, anything in inventory over there in parcel items, I am assuming, is on your cart.
Right.
Yeah.
I also assume you've brought up to the tower here, haven't you?
Yeah, we didn't leave our cart alone with stuff on it. Hey, we got a cart now. A little bit smaller. It's bigger than the road.
That's pretty good.
All right,
It's
do you want
it's just a representation.
Do we want to sleep through the night now?
Yeah.
Let's get our rest in so everybody gets their spells back. Well, you guys do.
All right.
So let me look at the watch order. Got them right here.
Hey, while I'm on my watch, can I get in that tree like that bandit did?
Sure you can. In fact, you can do your trance up there. You're good in trees.
Yeah, I knew it was one of my abilities.
I'll be right back, Walt, tonight.
You guys are not seeing the results of these rolls, are you?
No.
No.
Excellent.
5 did nothing happen, huh?
Nothing happened. Very quiet. You took out the bandits.
I'm so glad I had a night's sleep where I didn't have a vision. Oh, I just got to sleep.
Now, nobody used inspiration, by the way, so you still all have the inspiration. Remember that, the gold star on your character. It's not every night, it's once per session, but play session. But remember that you have it if you ever want to re-roll a roll.
I always forget about that.
Yeah, it's very easy to forget. All right, we're going to move off of this map. I'm going to reshare the main map in case anybody turned it off. It's morning of the next day.
All right, I think we want to travel back to the road, and we're going to keep heading to, what was the town's name?
Headed toward Castor.
Yeah,
Right.
Caster.
you'll notice there's an old ruined tower on the map. That tower, by the way, the base of that tower, it was quite old and crumbling, but it actually looked like it was really well made at one point. Looks like it might have even been made of marble.
Do we want to investigate this tower?
There's not much. It's only about, the walls are only about 3 feet high. You spent the night in it. Not
Okay.
much there.
It's probably left over because remember when we got the history of the area, it said there used to be like a great civilization before they like had tamed dragons and all of that before it all crumbled and the new Ashter arrived.
All right, I think we're ready to move on, aren't we?
Yeah.
You wake to a gray and cloudy day. A chill headwind is blowing from the south, and dark clouds are approaching with it.
So at this point, we're on the main road again.
You started to head back to the main road.
How bad's this storm?
Doesn't look very good. You guys make it back to the main road with no issues.
I mean, do we want to wait out the storm, or do we want to keep trying to move forward?
Well, is there anything like things we can, I guess, settle around or like to keep us safe during the storm nearby us
Well,
currently?
I mean, it's a storm. It's not, it's not an attack. It's just a miserable day.
I say we keep going.
Yeah, let's keep
Yeah, I
going.
say we keep going.
Just keep, I think we should just keep our eyes open for
As you
anything.
head further, the weather turns nasty. A storm is approaching fast. The ocean waves are increasing in size along the stony shore. The rain starts coming down in sheets. Travel becomes miserable and slow, but you're still moving.
But we still have, there's nothing like a small town or anything nearby us still.
No,
We
It's
kind
slowing
of
us
just gotta
down.
keep going.
Yeah, it seems like it's just slowing us down a little bit.
you're just slowing you down a bit, and it just feels miserable.
There's really nothing we can do.
Oh,
There's
a
a
tower.
We stop at the
Tower.
on the left.
There's a rather large fire up ahead. High up, it seems to be coming from the top of a stout tower. In the front of the tower, there's a rectangular stone awning that sticks some 25 feet from the door, from the door into the tower, and 20 feet wide, quite large, a covered porch with a peaked stone roof. coming
I
in
bet
front of
this
the
is
tower.
soldiers, like King's soldiers.
Yeah, I'd say we approach the tower.
Aye,
But
aye.
like calmly, like
Yeah, very
to
calmly.
show that we're not a threat.
You hear a shout from the top of the tower. Who goes there?
We yell back like some travelers that just need a place to stay for the storm to pass, I guess.
I just say identify
He
travelers.
beckons you to come under the awning. He beckons you to move forward to the tower so you can get under the awning. At least that takes you out of the rain.
Can we see if he's a good or a bad person?
All you see is a gray shape on the top of the tower that's about 3 stories up there. So it's really hard to see much about him. A slit in the door at eye level slides open. 2 blue eyes are peering out. A stern voice says to you, "You're free to take your cover out there if you want. But if you'll leave your weapons outside, you're welcome to come in and dry yourselves."
We have 2 options here. We can either, well, 3 really. All go in, no one goes in, or like a few go in and at least one person stays out and keeps watch for the weapons.
Can we ask them who they are?
He says, "I am Harold Moore, Kingsguard Knight of Ashter, and lately in charge of the Southeast Tower."
I think it's safe.
Let's
Yeah.
take a roll to see if we think he's telling the truth or lying.
That's a great idea. Who would be good at that?
Insight, I have +3 on that.
You're going to roll it in the tower.
I'll also just roll.
Yeah, this
I've
guy
got
seems he seems incredibly honest.
Okay.
I mean,
Alright.
like almost unusually honest.
All right, I think it's safe to go in. I'm fine with it.
I feel like he's just someone that's like really like patriotic for his island. That kind of person.
Any other
Yeah.
questions before you go in?
Will we get to talk to him when we go inside? Or is he outside?
Quick question. If we leave our weapons outside, us with
Are there
spells,
bandits?
we still have our spells.
Of course you do. Yes, you do.
Can we ask them if there are
Alright.
normally bandits around here? Like, are our weapons safe out here?
He laughs. He says, he laughs and said, I do understand there have been bandits on the road, but with Ned up there, he's got pretty sharp eyes. He's watching the road out there. Nobody will be able to approach the tower without him seeing them.
I think we're fine.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
think we're fine. Let's go inside.
All right, just a moment. You're inside of a nice warm tower. This map is kind of big, so it may take a minute to show up on your screens. Can you see it yet?
Yep.
Yes.
Excellent.
Mine's still loading.
Yeah,
I got it.
it may take a little while.
Quick question. I'm just reading up on my spell, Find Familiar.
Uh-huh.
How do I go along getting a familiar?
You could do that tonight if you wanted to.
I think it'd be a good idea to have like try to find a familiar that's like a flying animal, like a bird or something.
Mm-hmm. You get to
can I do
choose.
that?
There's a list. There's a list there of which thing you want.
Oh, can I choose any one of them?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I choose the hawk.
All right. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to add we're going to go ahead and ad lib the hawk for now, but I will add the hawk and everything to your character between this session and the next session. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
But you have the hawk.
What's his name?
I'm just putting you guys in the tower for now, since you went ahead and went inside and you left your weapons outside. Now
Do they have?
you don't actually see Ned, because Ned is on top of the tower. He's not standing right there, but you do see the other bin. You see Brad, you see Tom, and Sir Harold Moore.
Do they have food here? Like, is
Yes,
this,
they
like-
do.
I say we get some food.
Hang on just a moment. Just let me get back to my thing here. Here we go.
Not that I have like.
Sir Moore says, we are well stocked right now. You're welcome to our stew. Cooking is not our best skill, but we do try.
Yeah, I said we all
I said-
Yeah.
might as well eat.
Near Sir Moore, two young soldiers wearing chainmail with dark blue tabards trimmed in white, with swords hanging from their belts. Sir Harold Moore, his tabard is white, trimmed in gold.
Can we ask him what that means?
He says, he says, Brad and Tom and Ned upstairs are soldiers of Ashter. I am something different. I am a Kingsguard knight. This is Brad and Tom. Ned's up top keeping watch right now. Sir Moore is the only one talking. The others are polite but watchful, obviously under the knight's command.
Can we ask him
Can
about?
we ask?
Sorry.
You go.
I was gonna say, can we ask him about what's been going on here lately?
Well, the soldiers will tell you, we're quite pleased to have a Kingsguard knight. Our last commander slept all the time and left all the watches and the daily work to us. Sir Harold here works with us, makes it easier post for us soldiers, and that we're all part of a team. There hasn't been a lot going on, Sir Harold Moore will say. We sort of keep a watch out here. We sort of keep tabs on Castor that's on down the road a ways. He says, but Sir Moore will tell you, I've only been here for a couple of days, though. I've just been getting things squared away here. The last commander here was not a very good one. Normally, we don't have a Kingsguard knight in this position, but because of the difficulties here, they wanted me to come here and sort things out. Turns out the problem was not the soldiers. These soldiers are just fine. The problem was their previous commander.
What happened to their last commander?
He has been sent back to New Ashter with a scroll that he's not going to be very happy about when he turns it in. My report.
His report? Is that what you said?
Yeah, this is my report to King Maven.
Oh.
Sir Harold responds, we dare not leave the cooking to Brad, though, for our own sakes. Everybody laughs. Brad chuckles and said, I spilt too much pepper in the stew once, and they'll never let me hear the end of it. So Moore says, if you wish to bed down here, you are welcome. These beds are taken, of course, but there's room here on the floor, and there's more room on the second floor with the wood. If this damn storm ever stops, it isn't too bad up top. Ned is getting drenched, I bet, but as long as he keeps that fire going, he should do well. 2 of us are awake all the time, so it might be quieter with the firewood.
It's still morning time now?
It's nighttime.
Oh, it's nighttime now.
Yeah, it got really late really fast.
Fine with staying till night then.
It was a long, slow trek to this position.
Yeah, I'm happy to stay the night.
Yeah.
Any questions you have for these guys? This is your first chance to be close with soldiers and with a Knight of the King's Guard.
I'd like to learn more about the king and the prince.
He'll tell you King Maven is a wonderful king. His father really wasn't that bad, but King Maven has been an absolutely wonderful king. He's been extremely supportive of the King's Guard, and he's been working on shoring up the defenses of Ashter. His son is a wonderful prodigy. We're really happy to have Prince Arthur. He also has a daughter named Eleanor, a young girl. We're really pleased with this king. He cares more about the people than he does his own family. There has been a bit of a tragedy. His wife passed away, and his brother's family was murdered a couple of years ago. We had quite a bit of an investigation, but we never did find out what happened to his brother and his family. So the King Maven and his family, again, Maven and his son and his daughter are the only Barstows that are left.
Can we ask him what he knows about the line of ships that were spotted at sea?
He hasn't heard anything about that. He said there were a line of ships. He says, has word been sent to the king?
Yes, it has.
It has? Oh, well, good. King Maven will deal with that. But thank you for that information. He goes, I'll be on the watch out for any messengers coming for me. He says, that's kind of alarming. What would they want with a nothing village like Minnow?
Can we ask him about that story? Tell him that we heard that story from the fisherman about the wife coming back to life. Ask if he's seen anything suspicious like that going around.
No, he says that sounds terrible, and actually it sounds kind of hard to believe. He says, I haven't been to Castor since I've been here. These boys have, and he asked the boys if they've heard anything, and they said no. Of course, they haven't been there for 2 or 3 weeks since they've been over to Castor. He says, it's about time we go here in the next week or 3. We're probably going to take a trip over there once I get everything settled out here. We'll probably go check in on old Harlan. Harlan Peetsum is the magistrate of Castor. We'll see how Harlan is doing. But no, we hadn't heard that story. Says that's kind of hard to believe.
I have any more questions.
You want to ask him about the King's Guard?
Sure.
He'll tell you it's no easy task to become one. Military skill, loyalty, self-sacrifice, occasionally some have been offered and refused, as is the dedication of your entire life. There's no shame in refusing the offer. Some have refused it and become commanders of the army. But the highest authority in the realm, other than the king, is a Knight of the King's Guard. We try not to interfere in the command of others, but if the realm is at stake, trust is in the Knights of the King's Guard. We have our own internal ranking, of course, but that's not generally shared with those outside the King's Guard, except for the King's Guard commander, who you will always find near the presence of the king, his protector and military counselor.
Who's the King's Guard commander? Is that his son?
Oh yeah, he'll give you the name. You know, I'm gonna come up with a name now. It's not really important. He'll come up with the name of some guy, who is the current King's Guard commander. He says he's my boss.
Well, at least we can sleep well tonight knowing we have the protection of a King's Guard.
Yep, that's true.
No need to keep a watch.
Probably, this is the one night you probably don't need to keep a watch because you have soldiers that are keeping a watch.
All right.
Is there for the casters, are there going to be any changes to your spells?
No, I've looked. I'm happy.
I'm
with
actually
the-
be surprised if there was, because what you have has been working for you. What do you think, Prod?
I wasn't going to change mine.
Yeah, what you have has been working for you pretty well.
Bless you.
All right, so you're going to go ahead and bed down for the night, probably in the second story with the firewood.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. So nothing happens during the first part of the night. Early in the morning, however, very early, I'm talking about 2 a.m., Ned shouts, "Creatures are gathering under the trees in front of the tower."
All right, can we get up?
Oh, yeah. You,
Can
downstairs. You are now in control of your characters. Let me clear initiative just a moment.
Can we
just a quick-
ask to help them? Like, if
Oh, he'll say, he says, well, let's see what's going on. But yeah, we'd appreciate any help you have. Sir Moore raises the other and yells up to Ned, "Stay up there and get your bow ready."
Can I order my hawk? Because you said I have it. It just won't show up at
Yes,
the
you
moment.
do.
So can I order it to survey the area outside?
Yes, you can. Now, if you concentrate very carefully, you can actually see through the eyes of the hawk. But it means you can't move or do anything when you're doing that.
All right, I'll do that if everyone's happy with it now, since we do have guards.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm taking some effects off of your characters. That should have worn out a long time ago. You all had bless on your characters still. All right. Those are all removed. Okay, that's going to take a minute to get your hawk up there. In the meantime, Sir Moore slides the blue sit in the door open and peers out. Kobolds. Isn't that odd? 10 or more by my count. Get ready, lads. We can hold out here ourselves, but they will be deaf to anyone on the road, and they could raid Caster. We can't let that happen. You get your hawk in the air. Let me roll for that. This is going to be an interesting thing. We're going to have to set up perception for your hawk. Wow. You rolled really well. All the creatures are now visible on the map. His hawk spotted them. Yep.
Yeah, right at the very bottom.
So you guys can position your characters.
Can we?
But Sir Moore,
Can I tell Sir Moore what I've seen?
yes, you can. Oh yeah, he says, yeah, I saw a few of them. I didn't see that many. But yeah, he thanks you for that.
Can I go up with Ned in the top with my bow?
Sure you can. What a wonderful idea. Okay, I'm going to place you here. You were not actually in the tower. You were up there at the top with Ned. Sir Moore steps out of the front of the tower, as does Tom and Brad.
Can I move now, or am I still?
Yes, you can. I'm going to position you guys up front here first, like this. Roland up top, and now we're going to roll initiative.
Must we roll into the chat or into?
No, just into the chat is fine. Initiative
I
can
rolled
be an
twice.
open roll.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Oh, sorry.
I'm curious. Oh, by the way, it did take the second one. Yeah. And Proud just rolled it over and over.
I know.
In the future, we'll try not to do that.
Okay.
But for now, I'm not worried about it.
I put it in that one spot that threw me off.
I did the exact same thing.
No big deal. Like I said, it's not hurt, as you can tell. It's not really hurting the game any. So I'm not going to fret about little stuff like that.
If you put it in the one spot, this is a silly question. Can you hit the number one and it rolls, or you just do one click?
I would try it again. If you have it in the one slot, click one time on that one slot. So
Okay.
you just have to click once.
When I actually hit the one button, it goes in text and it doesn't actually go. So you have to,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was hoping you could just hit the numbers.
yeah.
Oh no.
That's
Yeah,
what I
I
was
tested that earlier. That didn't work, but you can click on it and it will work. You can put perception down there. Anything you use often, you'll notice that there's quite a number of them. If you press down alternate, there are different ones. If you press shift, there are different ones. If you press control, if you press combinations, there are a lot of places you could put common rolls down there at the bottom. And you guys can decide yourself what you want to have down there. I just thought that having your initiative roll and your perception roll is a good place to start. As we play on further, you might find other rolls that you want to put down there. Let's go ahead and start the mess. This is going to be a much more complicated battle because there's a lot of people involved. Near the back, one kobold has wings. He launches himself into the air. Just a moment, let me see what their range is. They can fly 30 feet. So Relsrask flies to here, and he's about 20 feet in the air. This one here that I'm spinning.
Yeah.
Drad moves forward. He's a ground one. Feckin in the back doesn't move. Proud, it is your move.
I'm going to throw the bless out there again.
Who are you going to target?
Here.
Now, the 3 soldiers are outside the building, so it would be hard for you to target them at the moment if you didn't move first. But you could target your own party easily where you're at, except for Roland. Roland is kind of out of your sight. You could bless yourself.
I think I'm going to bless us 3 that are right here. Unless you guys think I should get these guys outside the tower. What do they have? Do we know how good they are with
You have
weapons?
no idea, but you could probably guess about that Knight of the Kingsguard. They have swords, and up top, Ned has a bow.
Any thoughts from anybody in the party? Do you guys want the extra help, or should I help these 3 out here?
How many can you target at once with it?
3.
You also see heavy crossbows on all the soldiers' backs.
Oh, okay. I'd say
Yeah.
do the soldiers then, because
These 2 soldiers.
Okay.
we're pretty far away.
Yeah, and then I think Proud Philip and myself should move outside to help the soldiers on the ground.
Agreed.
Okay, I'm moving
Once
closer
it's
to
done,
the
turn.
soldiers.
All right, Proud, show me your move. Oh, I have not locked you down. I was supposed to lock the tokens. Okay, that's okay, because your move was proper. I've now locked the tokens, so I'll be approving the moves. Okay, so target the 3 people. Fine, Proud here. There she is. She's okay. She's got them. And now you can just, since there is no roll for bless, you can just hit the effect. So the little spyglass to the right of bless,
Mm-hmm.
and you hit the second one. I don't know why there are 2. Oh, one of them is for doing yourself. Don't do the one on yourself. You're targeting the 3 soldiers, so do the second one. They are now blessed. Tom is blessed. I can see it. Sir Harold Moore is blessed. And if you scroll down to Brad, he is also blessed. And see under their names the effect bless.
Mm-hmm.
So they are now blessed. So you have moved and cast. It is
Nicely
now
done.
Jix's move. He moves up to here. It's now Rule's move. Tom. So the young soldier, trying to impress his boss, strides forward. He moves to here, but he's not pulling out his crossbow yet. All right, Philip.
All right, I'm going to just move forward to like there. And I can't
Yep.
really do anything, can I?
Not really. I mean, you could throw a dagger, but would that be worth it?
No. I'm just going to end my turn there because I can't.
Let's take a... Okay,
But
that's all right. I was going to take a quick look at any other abilities you might have.
I
If I
only
look
have...
on your actions tab, Divine Sense and Lay on Hands. So no, I wouldn't do.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do any of them. Yep, that's probably your best move. Other kobolds moving up. This one launches into the air.
We got 2 flyers.
So far,
There are 3 in total.
Lord Roofs, yeah, he's been looking at them. There's at least 3, might be 4. All right, Lord Riz, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna move myself over to here.
You can do that.
And then I'm gonna cast Firebolt.
Firebolt.
Yeah, and because it's got 120 feet range.
Ooh, you're firing at Joke?
Yeah.
Let me look at the Firebolt spell. That's a good one. 120 feet. That's a good one. So you'll notice that there is an attack roll on that
Yes.
one. So go ahead and click on the little sword that says attack.
I'm just moving my map a little bit out of the way.
That's fine. You guys are doing good. Wow, that was a hit. So now
And
you
then
can
roll
click on the
damage.
little damage lightning bolt, 1d10 fire damage. And you wounded him.
Just for the party, so they know Firebolt is a spell I can do as many times as I need.
So is it still raining? Did that do less damage because of that?
No,
Okay.
it won't do less damage because of the rain.
Okay.
It's not raining as hard as it was before. In fact, the rain is lessening a lot. Roland, it's your move. Now, if you target one of these, it should show you the distance.
Yeah, from me to Jick was 95 feet.
And Roland's longbow is good to, let me take a look at it.
I think it's a 150 to 500.
Yeah, it's long. Yeah, it's if you're within 150 feet, it's normal.
Okay, so 150's past that it does less, I assume.
Past that, you're going to start taking disadvantage on the roll.
Okay. So which one was
Now
it?
remember advantage where it rolled 2 dice and it took the best one?
Yeah.
Disadvantage, it will roll 2 dice and it will take the worst one.
So, how do you tell which ones are flying ones?
If you
if you
look
look at their
very careful
picture.
at the icons, scroll in a little bit, some of them have wings.
How much of it
Oh,
telling me
you-
what I took for 165?
You could hit, I mean, you have a lot of options. You can hit a fresh one. You can hit the one that Lord Riz already wounded. You could try to hit the flying ones, but they would be longer.
I'm afraid the flying ones are going to be hard for the melee guys to take out. Obviously,
That's true.
They probably can't even hit them, can they?
Well, but they have crossbows on their backs. But they're probably worried about, you're probably right that they're worried about more of the ones on the ground.
That one's a 140. Okay, let's target him.
All right, your target on Reshik, he's 140 feet, huh? So your longbow, it missed, unfortunately.
Not a good roll.
That happens.
All right, that's it for me then, I think.
A nab. Rodel. Now, the flying ones are at least 30 feet in the air. Sorry, there's a lot of creatures here for me to deal with. Just a moment. All right, Brad's move. Moves up here with his fellows. Ned is going to take a wild shot. 140 feet. Now, he's firing with his crossbow that doesn't have the range that yours has. Oh, I'm sorry. Wow, I made a mistake there. He doesn't have a crossbow. He's going to hold. You know what, you guys? I'm going to flip these characters. That is an error. I'm putting Brad up top, and I'm putting Ned down at the bottom.
Or look over.
I'm gonna flip those characters. That's what I'm gonna do. That made no sense. Okay. This one's getting closer. This is a flying one. He's now 60 feet in the air. Feckin now launches. And it's Proud's move.
Did everybody's bless turned off? Is it off now, or do they?
Oh, no, they've still got it. I'll have it for a while. I'm going to remove the bless from Brad and add it to Ned because I flipped those characters. But Proud, don't wait for me. You can go ahead and make your move.
I was gonna say, I think I'm gonna.
Did she do bless again, or is that just a one-time thing?
It wouldn't help.
I mean, even on the character she didn't hit it with before. Like if she put it on Lord Riz and Philip and herself.
No, I hadn't really thought about that. She could do that. She could actually cast again. Now that would be all of the spells she could ever cast.
Oh, so she wouldn't be able to cast her heal.
She would never be able to heal or anything like that.
Okay. Maybe that's not a good move then.
I was just gonna do like a straight attack, like move towards them.
You can do that.
Or
They're quite a ways away, so you may not get there this turn, but yeah.
How much can you move in one turn?
If I click on main, you can move 30 feet. Each square, they're a little dim on the squares, but each square is 5 feet.
Prod, I think maybe you should move up to where Ned and Sir Harold are. Because if you go off all by yourself,
She does have a light crossbow.
What's the
It's
distance?
good for 80 feet.
Okay.
Probably hit one if you move up next to those guys.
You can hit how do you pronounce that? R-H-E. It's too early in the morning to try to say that.
You don't speak Kobold?
Where is he?
But it's 80 feet from me, so
The flying one.
Even closer. Yeah,
He's in the front, a little bit to the right.
Oh, okay.
Relrask.
Roldask.
Kobold names. Now, if you are going to attack, I'll help you with this. Let's go ahead and clear your targeting.
Mm-hmm.
I'll help you with that. It can be a little daunting. I've cleared your targeting. Sometimes it's easier for me to do it. So now you can target Relrask. And that's 65 feet. That's within your range. So yeah, that's a standard attack. So under actions with your light crossbow, you can click on the dice with the +2 with it.
My ammo says 1. Or I'm sorry, 0. When I clicked on it, nothing happened.
How about that?
Okay.
You have 20. You actually have more than that because you've been pulling crossbow bolts off of other people, but you probably only keep 20 on you at a time. Wait a minute. You just double click the dice. Just double click on the dice.
There you go.
There you go. You hit Rask. So now you can go ahead and do your damage from your light crossbow, the 1d8 piercing damage. Heavy damage. You hurt him bad. Go ahead and end your turn.
That was like Game of Thrones right there with the ballista. You just took that dragon right out.
Yeah, you hit him bad.
I was waiting for someone to throw out a Game of Thrones.
There's an awful lot of them, but they're coming. Tom, once again, want to make sure he looks brave in front of his boss.
Anyone else feel like poor Tom's going to die here soon?
Oh, he will.
Tom just moved up there. Philip.
I'm going to go ahead and get as close to backing up Tom as I can. Because I also can't do anything.
Quark moves. In flight. They don't move very fast, but they do move. Lord Riz. You've already got a target. He attacked him and hit him. Heavy damage. Unfortunately, that was a really bad damage roll. Look at that.
Yeah, very bad.
That was a bad damage roll. By the way, do you want to use initiative? Do you want to use your inspiration and do it again?
I'll use it and roll again since.
Just a moment. Just a moment. Let me take that damage off of him. Roll it again. Now you can just roll the damage again. That killed him.
Nice.
Jilk is off the map.
Good job, Riz.
Now, I'm going to click off your inspiration. You have now used it.
Guys, don't let me die, please.
I'm probably not going to move, but it's up to you. Sir Moore moves up to here. Roland.
Do I get an advantage for being up higher above them?
Depends. Not much of one. You would if they get much closer. If they get much closer, I would start giving you a plus because you're quite a bit higher. If you were hitting the ones on the ground, if you're hitting the ones in the air, no.
I'm going to stay targeted on that one that's heavily damaged, try to take him out.
I think it's what I would do if I was in your position, but I'm not going to tell you what to do, but that's what I would do. You hit it.
Oh, good roll.
You killed it.
Nice.
Can Lord Riz's
This one's-
hawk attack?
This one is now 50. Yes, but it's really dangerous to do. He could, and it might do like really minor damage, but he could also lose his hawk, which will take him quite a bit of time before I'd let him do the Find Familiar spell again. I don't let people do that every night. Some people play very dangerously with their familiars, and I don't think that's in the spirit of the game. And so I have like a 30-day delay before you can do a Find Familiar again after losing one.
Okay.
To keep people from doing that. House rule. Let's put it that way. Brad. Now, Brad actually is going to fire. He targets Valp, and he's going to attack with his crossbow. He actually hits, doing a whole 2 points of damage.
At least they did something, I guess.
Did something. Ned. Ned gets within fighting range. No, he doesn't. That's a soldier. That's more. He's not going to shoot. He's not going to hit more. Drad. Wow. Drad got very close. Feckin is moving. There you go. Proud's move.
Can I kind of shoot at an angle?
I'm sorry, say that again? Can you? Sure, yes, you can.
Like an angle?
Sure, you can. Can you move 35
close
feet?
to them. We'll see.
Take a look here. No, you can only move 30 feet. So
okay.
You can move to here.
Okay. I was going to target this Quark guy.
Who are you targeting?
Quark?
Excellent. Go ahead and target him. You got him. And that's right, you're firing your crossbow. So far, you guys' attack rolls have been great, and that attack roll was great. Let's see if we can get some damage. Heavy damage. That was good. I want to point out that I never had to tell you what to roll. You guys are just starting to do this now. This is good. And she ended her turn. This is good. Raoul attacks Tom with a dagger. Hits him. Wounded him. Tom attacks right back with a bless effect on him, which gets a hit, doing heavy damage back.
Nice.
Philip.
All right. I'm gonna move there so I can attack Rule as well.
Now, can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
Move one step diagonally beyond him. You still have more movement.
So like there.
My suggestion would be to move to
or
here.
there, so that they get
Now you are flanking Rule.
Yeah.
So, target Rule. This time, before you press the attack, hit the +2 down there next. Don't hit advantage, but hit the +2 because you're flanking, and then roll the attack. Now, wait a minute. Something came out wrong. Just a moment. No, something came out wrong. Just a moment. You attack with your longsword, which is... Why is your longsword -1? I don't understand. Hold it. There's a problem.
You really equipped the enchanted whatever it's called, scimitar.
Why is his longsword at -1? Hold it. He's not damaged on his main. Oh, his strength has become 4. What was your strength?
15.
Somehow your strength got what?
It was 15.
It was higher than that. It was 16, wasn't it?
16 or 15, something like that.
I think it was 16. Okay. Now your sword, yeah, that sword was wrong.
Okay.
It's +5. Okay, now I want you, now make sure you hit the +2
Yeah, I did.
down at the bottom, and now double click on that longsword one-handed. Now it's +7, 5 plus a couple of extra, you hit. Now you can do your damage. Killed it.
Nice.
Sweet.
Nice.
Took that one out. Good shot. All right, go ahead and end your turn.
Yep.
Quirk moves up and attacks Proud. Misses. Flying higher now. Vugnu moved up. Now Lord Riz. I know we're going a little bit over, so when this battle's over, we can go ahead and end it for the night. If you guys want to stop in the middle of battle, we can. I don't know how much of an emergency we end this is.
I can finish it. Depends
I
on
can
what you
finish
want me to
it.
do.
Okay, let's keep going then. All right, Lord Riz.
I'm casting sleep.
On who?
I've chosen my 3 targets.
Stand by.
I've rolled
Grab
as
and
well.
M and Crumb. Wow. Just a moment. I didn't even think about you casting sleep. This is going to be great. Drad. Yeah, you can put the effect on all 3 of them. Hit the effect button.
Effect.
They all 3 just fell dead asleep. Well, Sir Moore passes right by that one and attacks Valp with a greatsword. Hits. Killed it. Krun attacks Sir Moore.
But Khan's asleep.
You're right. Moving Krun back. Krun's asleep. Thank you. You got to keep me honest here. Sometimes I didn't see those. Roland.
Work is still
Right?
right?
Yeah, go for quirks. Protect Pride.
Yeah, Krun and Abbott. Yeah. Quark is still up in front of, and you're shooting down, so you won't get the -2. Because you can shoot over Proud's head. Hit. Killed it. And Ab's asleep. 60 feet in the air. Brad is going to fire at that one that's coming, that's closest. Going to fire at Goldrill. He misses him. Ned pulls out his heavy crossbow and fires up at Goldrill also. No, Ned doesn't have a crossbow. He's pulls a spear off of his back and is attacking Goldrill, throwing a spear at him. With the bless, he actually hit him with the spear.
Wow.
Killed it.
Nice.
Damn, what a shot.
Drad's asleep. Feckin moves forward one more time. He's up above this tree, but he looks like he's starting to waver. Proud, what are you doing?
I'm getting
Got 2 in front of you that are high in the air.
what?
There are
Oh,
2
they
in
have
front of you
wings.
that are hot. They're flying 60 feet. They're only 60 feet in the air. They're
Can I
not
do
impossibly
crossbow?
high. Yes, you can. You hit Bungo. Wounded him. Tom pulls out his crossbow, moves forward, and fires up at Feckin. I'm sorry, he also doesn't have a crossbow. He also has a spear. He's pulling out a spear and throwing it up at Feckin. With the bless, he hits. He would not have hit without that bless. Wounded Feckin. Philip.
All right, so if I move here, will that give flank advantage because of the?
It's dead asleep. You would have advantage no matter whether you moved on him or not. It's dead asleep. Lord Riz put all 3 of those to sleep.
Yeah. Let me see.
They won't wake up unless I let them.
The only ones left are the 2 flying ones.
And I can't.
You have a dagger.
Yeah.
Then throw a dagger.
I'll move like there and throw the dagger.
Cool. This will be a first for you, huh?
Yeah. Towards Feckin. All right.
All right.
So I throw the one with
So,
the arrow.
The little arrow, correct. You hit him. Roll your damage. Heavy damage to Feckin.
Nice.
Bungos turns around and starts to flee. Lord Riz. Who are you firing at? Oh, you're hitting at Feckin. You just killed Feckin.
Perfect.
Sir Moore turns around. Sir Moore, 1, 2, 3, moves up to here. And he's firing a heavy crossbow at Vungo. Critical.
Wow.
Killed him.
We can kind of move freely now, can't we? Since they're three.
Ned steps up and starts slitting the throats of these kobolds. He said, "These are fell peoples, and we cannot leave them alive."
I get mad.
You might,
No,
but
I
these are like bandits are people turned wrong. These things are evil.
Okay. I get uncomfortable.
I understand that. But Harold Moore is actually ordering his soldiers to do exactly that. They take out the rest of them. What are you guys doing?
Looting all the
clearing
bodies.
initiative.
Yeah.
The kobolds surprisingly don't have anything really worth keeping. There's nothing that you could really sell. The daggers and stuff they were using are these old rusty things. However, on Feckin, you find a crumpled up note.
Do I have my dagger?
Yes, you can easily get your dagger back.
Okay. Let's read the note.
I want to try to get my arrows back too before we move on too far.
Yeah.
Give me a 6-sided die. You get none of your arrows
Can I use my
back.
inspiration?
For that? You don't want to use for inspiration for something as cheap as arrows.
I thought it was once a session though. This is the end of it.
That's true. That's true. Roll it again. You want to roll it again? I'll let you do it.
Oh my god!
You don't get any of your arrows back. Okay, that was funny.
I think I dropped a couple.
I liked that.
Oh my goodness.
This is what the note says.
Yeah, I do not speak that language. Oh no, I do actually.
Look again.
I speak that language, guys. Does anyone else, or must I read it out?
I don't.
Okay. Well, it says, Feckin, take any humans alive or dead and bring them back to base. Lagrat.
Can we communicate with these guys?
How do you spell that? I want to write this as a note.
Oh, never mind. They slit their throats. I forgot. Never mind.
Yeah, they killed them.
Okay.
He said, "We can't leave kobolds running around." He said, "The fishermen of Castor, they can't, they can't deal with this."
Can we ask them a question before they kill them?
Well, these guys don't speak their language. You could probably talk them into keeping one alive, but the thing is just freaked out and screaming. What are you going to ask it?
Where their
I'm
bases?
going to ask it where their base is.
Oh, they're not going to tell you that. They'll just scream.
Can't we intimidate?
I can intimidate.
But you can't.
But I don't speak the language.
What's my... Where do I see my intimidation? It's only +1.
Skills.
I'll try. Let's just see. Must I roll into the...
In the tower.
Oh, sorry.
You don't get anything out of him.
Okay, they can kill him.
Yep. You don't get anything out of him. You've learned a lot, you guys. We should probably end this because I know a couple of people were 16 minutes past their end time.
Quickly, before everyone logs off, I just want to check. What language can everyone speak?
I can speak Orcish and Common.
Okay, well, I can speak Common, Draconic, Orc, and Undercommon.
I can speak Celestial, Common, Elvish, and Undercommon.
I'm Common, Elvish, Goblin, and Undercommon.
That's a nice spread of languages, guys.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
To check so that we know if someone in the group can speak a language beforehand.
If you can whisper things to each other that the others won't understand. I I had
Yeah.
fun, you guys. I'm really looking forward to continuing this.
Yeah.
Me too.
I'm enjoying it a lot. Thanks, everybody.
All right.
All right, so we'll
you.
discuss